Welcome to today's session, which is about how to create a parking layout of a retail site. In this video, we'll focus on doing volume calculations for our parking design. So for this session, we will create a tin surface for both our EG and our finished design. We will then create a volume surface, and then we will view and interpret our volume surfaces. Thereafter, we will look at a subgrade surface, and we will be using our volume dashboard for that purpose. My name is Lois Otoi. I'm a civil engineer at Tabusa Consulting. This channel is for you, and the topics we cover come directly from questions we get on a daily basis. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel. We also welcome your comments on this video. If there are other topics you would like us to cover, please get in touch by leaving a comment. With that said, let's dive in. We begin with the drawing that we had from our previous session, showing the parking layout of a retail development. Please check the link in the description for the workflow we followed to arrive at this point. We have now designed our parking lot and also proceeded to design our finished grade for this surface. In a previous video, we had created a detention basin in this area. Again, we will provide a link to that video. So we now just want to check the style of this, change the style of this FG surface that we had created. Let's just come into elevations. And at least now what it does show us is all the elevations. As you know, this would be the highest spot on our platform, and these elevations they keep going down in those bands. So we can see that our lower areas of our site are in that vicinity there. But yeah, we can maybe we will now, what we'll do now, we'll just change that to a node display style so that we can begin to proceed creating our volume surfaces. We now go to our volume dashboard. If we come to our volume dashboard, we find that we can now see our pond volume that we had created when we designed the pond. We can now see that our pond requires additional fill, especially around the edges here. We are hoping that that material is going to come from our platform here. So on our dashboard, we now want to create a new volume surface, which we will call volume FG, because we're just comparing those two surfaces. And we will use as a base surface, we'll use the existing ground, and our comparison surface will be the FG surface. I will put a cut factor of 1.1 as informed by our geotech report. Okay, so now this generates. Let's see if we can expand this. Yes. Okay, so now we can see that with these surfaces, okay, let's just change here again. I just want to make this 1.1 and see what do we get. we see that we needed extra fill from the pond, and we've got a bit of excess cut from our platform. So these two will kind of balance each other. But still, in the situation we are in, we still have got we still need some fill, though a reduced amount. So we need about 42,000 cubic meters. This we can perhaps balance by making our pond a bit bigger, so that we're able to source more of that fill material from the pond excavation, because it looks like what we are getting from our packing is not covering it. Okay, I'm just gonna move this to my other screen. We now want to run a surface analysis of this FG surface. So if we come in here and we do an analysis, oh, okay, no, wrong surface. We now come to this surface and we do a surface analysis. And the elevations, we say yes, we will push those 8 bands. And you see that we've got the various colors that will be applicable. So maybe I want to just change this. I want to make this area a red, and I want to make this one, okay, keep changing them, get it there. Let's make this one that color. Uh, 6 will make it there. And we apply that. Okay, let's change the style. Let's make it the elevation banding, and we apply it. So now we begin to see the different elevations at depths of cut that we've got through our site. Another way we can see more detailed information about our site is to put spot elevations on a grid. We now come onto this annotate tab under the surface. We want to see spot elevations on a grid. We will choose this cut and fill label style, and our marker style we will use the basic X. Okay, so we're looking for this volume surface, and so if we start our grid at this point, we'll take a 10-meter grid spacing, accept that, and we put our other corner, say, round about there. So now we see that our rectangle does enclose our site. We accept that. Now you can see that we're now having cut depths being shown. In this area we are cutting by 0.4 from the existing ground to the finished grade, and okay, this one I want to see because the colors are matching. but I'm going to show you now. In here we cutting about 2.21. These areas that are green we are filling up, so we're beginning to see the extent of our cut and our fills, even with the depths being shown. So I'm just let me close this. I'm just gonna change the style on the surface to a node display so that we're able to see those cut and fill depths properly. As I was saying, you see here we're having about 4 meters of cut, so we can see the areas where we are in heavy cut and also by how much we are. The beauty about these depths is that as you move them around, they keep updating. So if you're not happy with the position where it was, you can move it and you'll start getting different figures. Through our site, we have different Layerworks thicknesses. The area that will be used by trucks has got much thicker Layerworks compared to the area that will be used for parking. Similarly, the area that will be for sidewalk has got the least amount of Layerworks thickness. We now want to find out what the level of our Layerworks bottom for these different areas. We just want to now open up some layers that we had frozen, where we had put in these different areas and demarcated them. I think this one is under sidewalk, yes. Okay, so these are the areas that we have in our site. So what I will do now is I'll just erase this hatch so that we are able to see much better. And I'll select this one as well. Okay. We now want to create a new surface, which we will create a new surface. The surface we will call 01. Create subgrade depth. Okay, and then on the surface we're gonna bring in the polylines that we have that mark our different paving areas. We say subgrade. Okay, we'll leave the weeding factors and the supplementing factors as there. So now we want to come and select these polylines. Select that polyline, we select this one, and we want to select this one, select this polyline. So now we have formed a surface. We now want to have a look at this surface that we've just created in Object Viewer. Okay, so there's our surface. And we can see that there is areas where there is, let's see here, let's try that. Yes, now you can begin to see that there's different thicknesses. We can see that there is a step up here. Let's try a conceptual. Yes, we can see that there is a level difference in these areas. Okay, so we can close that. In our volume dashboard, we go to here's our volume dashboard. We want to create a new surface which we will call we want to create a new surface. It is a tuned volume surface which we will call 2 and real subgrid. Okay, and in here we will use our base surface will be our base surface will be that O1 subgrade, and then our comparison surface will be FG. Okay. Okay, let's put this out here. Okay, let's just I wanna change the style of this. I want to change the style of this to give me, we're going to change the style of this to that style, to those contours, and we apply. Okay, so that we are just able to see the different also I think I want to show the, let me see, the subgrade depth. This surface now will represent the surface that we are cutting or filling to before we do our layer works. If we now select all these surfaces of ours, the 3 of them, and we have a look at them in object view. This is what we begin to see. And if we now want to zoom in into that area, we begin to see that we do have another surface right underneath our FG, and this is a surface to which we will be cutting before to our formation level, and then we'll then build our levels, our layer works from this level upwards to FG. If we look at our volume dashboard, we begin to see that now our situation has improved in that we have got an extra fill of to check that indeed we are having this 370 millimeters between the two surfaces. So those surfaces being the subgrade surface and the FG surface. So what we're going to do, we're going to add we want to add a label here. Let's say add labels on the surface. we want to add a spot elevation. We want to use that. We'll add that type. Select the surface. We want it on the subgrade. Remember, that is the surface where we're gonna build our, or maybe let's just put another one and check. We wanna check this one as well, and we want another one. No, it's skip, and then we wanna add another one. Just trying to find is. Oh no, I want to add one here. We are still on that. We'll add it just there. Okay, so we want to add another spot elevation, but now we want to change our surface to FG. Okay, put it right there on FG. Put another one right there. Put another one. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, we want it. .93 minus 7.3. We're getting our 370. So if we did a quick calc here, if we did a quick calc, so if we got 7.3 minus 6.93, we got the 370 we want. So if we take this one, just move it out of the way. So definitely we've got the 0.2 that we are looking for here. So from this we can see that we are getting the level differences that we are looking for. Again, when we look at the level difference between these two, we do see that we have got this 0.49 millimeters, 490 millimeters. So it means that our surfaces are working properly. Okay, from our volume dashboard, we now want to create a new volume surface, which we'll do by okay, this one we want to call it 04, and then we call it the volume. We're comparing the AG to the FG subgrid. So what we use here, our base is our base surface will be the existing, and our comparison surface will be this subgrid. And okay, so now if we just look at this. Let's just take this out. We have more cut that is now available, which is 62,000 cubes compared to the fill that was required, which was 10,287 cubes. So we have now about 6,000. We've got about 62,000. So we've got excess cut that we now have, which will now be used to balance the additional fill that was required when we were doing the detention pond. We now want to generate some profiles across this site in the two directions. So we've created we want to create an alignment from this polyline. So we come here and we create an alignment from tools. We're happy with that direction. So we can put this into the, let's see, let's just do it like as if it's a road. We'll put no caps. We'll erase that. Okay, so we've got our alignment there. So okay, let's create this one again. Say alignment, create some objects. We're happy with that direction. Okay, we're gonna put it in there. Okay, again, we're not gonna add things. Okay, we erase that. Okay, so those are our alignments. So pick up that. Let's do a surface profile. And on the surface profile, we're just going to put in that. We're going to put the existing, and we also want to put our FG. Okay. Okay, we say throw in profile view. We're happy with that. Let's do this. Let's just back in. Okay. Happy with that. Okay, so the surfaces that are gonna show. Let's see. Let's pick that and see. Just want to see what happens. Create profile view. Put it right there. Okay, so now we begin to see what I liked about this is at least I'm getting the measurements cut quite nicely. So we can see that there's our pond area. And we come up. Oh no, that's the existing. And these are the two surfaces. That's our FG. And this is the top elevation level. And we can see that it's following the FG quite nicely. Okay. Let's create this other one. Create this profile. Okay. I wanted that. Okay, I want to add the FG. Okay, I want it to look similar to this one. Yes. Right there. So again, we're beginning to see what is going on. Here's our fill areas, and that's the existing, and that's our finished grade, and this is the top of our formation. Yeah, now I think we are happy. We're happy with the result of our analysis. It shows this thick formation here. This is our road area. Okay. I think we're happy with that. So now we want to do our volume report between these two surfaces. So we just toggle that and we get our report, which confirms that we've got an excess of 52,000 cubes of excess cut. So we've got material to dispose of, because even when we were short there, the amount of cut we had was able to balance that. So we've got material that we can dispose of. But yeah, look, it wasn't the most effective design, but I think we've just shown how this can be. We've just shown how the software can be used. Yeah, thank you very much. If we do our volume report, we can see our quantities in that in the pond we were short of fill by about 10,000 cubes, and from the subgrade, from the formation level with the cuts and the fills that we've had to do, we've got an excess of 62,000 cubes, which then leaves us with a net 52,148 cubes of excess material. I think this does show that we can still do some further tweaking by perhaps raising some areas of our site so that we don't end up with so much excess material. But that's not within the scope of this video. We hope this video has been of assistance to you in order to show you how you can calculate your earthwork volumes on your design. Thank you.